Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome. Welcome back or welcome to the Hawk and I. My name is Lana Zelinsky and I work in the spirit dimensions. As always, and on my live feeds or my videos, simply take what resonates and you're welcome to leave the rest right here. How are we all doing this morning? It has been a full week of energy and just a lot of busyness. Good morning, Shaz. Hi there. Can you hear me okay? Hi, Kayla. How's the volume this morning? We good? There we are. Good morning. Good morning. I'm well. I'm really grateful to see it as Friday. It's been a busy week. Energetically, it's been a busy week. I found that new moon absolutely glorious. I'm feeling really connected at a kind of I will say a higher vibration. Lots of clarity coming in. I've got clients and friends and family members that are telling me that they just seem to have this shift in a little bit of clarity, a little bit more of that knowing, a little bit more of that. I know what I want, know what I don't want. Kind of shifting in. Sleep has been a bit of an issue. How many of you have had either interrupted sleep, trouble falling asleep? Or trouble staying asleep. The energy seems to be quite high at night over the last 2 days. For me, anyway, I'm finding the energy very vivid dreams. There we go. Um, I've been overthinking a lot lately and would love a message from my guides. Do you have anything for me? Salome, I'm gonna come back in that. I'm just gonna see who's been having trouble falling asleep, staying asleep. It when the energy kind of shifts and or moves into a higher vibration, it can affect our rest time because we are so connected energetically to what's going on around us. So I'm feeling the nighttime energy with a little bit of keeping me awake. I tend not to fight it. I will either put on some meditation music or get up because just lying there for me makes it, for me anyway, it might be a Lana thing, makes it worse. So I tend to get up and see if I need to channel anything as well. I am taking questions today. I feel that energetically we are still in this whole clarity and new space and just having that deeper knowing. Tapping in is going to be a big theme for the next little while. Tapping into that energy is so important. So I'm going to take as many questions as I possibly can, and I won't spend a whole lot of time. I will be doing some very quick channeling for you with your questions. But I think it's fun to do a Q&A, and I've got about 30 minutes ish. So I always push the boundary on the timeline when I come on here. Okay, so Sloan, I've been overthinking a lot and would love a message from my guides. Do you have any for me? Salome, so when I tap in there with the overthinking part, I'm feeling that there's some fear going on. And we all navigate through that. We all navigate through some fear. But I feel that with the overthinking, it's like, what if I'm wrong? What if I make a mistake? What if it's not the right choice? And I feel like you're sitting in that just a smidge too long. So one thing that I would like you to do is I would just like you to sit with your spirit guides. To simply say, "Can you have a seat beside me?" I'm very visual, so I like to put an empty chair beside me for them to join. Or I'll ask them to form a circle so that we can have some chit chat. Ask them to help you navigate through a lot of that. I'm a big believer in teaching people how to tap into their own spirit guides, their own spirit council. I'm happy to help and guide you, but I'm really big on teaching people that. I think it's huge because we can all do it. Is the main reason there. I feel that if you can help build that bridge of trust and start taking a couple steps across it, with the overthinking, giving yourself time to pause, really feel into it, because sometimes the overthinking is simply that is leaning too far into fear or the what ifs. When we sit with our counsel, when we sit with our guides and we start talking and we start asking, we start receiving. And you may hear it as a knowing, you may just feel a little bit stronger in one way or the other. And quieting the mind helps quiet down that overthinking. I hope that that helps you there, Salome, or if that helps anybody who struggles with overthinking. As humans, we tend to lean in there a lot with overthinking something, right? And one thing that I'll always tell myself is I'm going to land wherever I need to. Either way, we're on the path. So what's meant to be, what's going to happen, whatever learning is going to be, I'm going to lean into that and trust that process. I hope that makes sense to you. Um, Look at you guys all coming in. Joe Smith, good afternoon from the UK. Love and light to all. Bless your heart. Love and light back to you. It's good to see all you coming in. Um, so when I scroll down and find some questions, creative and fun, love it. Interrupted sleep. Some of you are having a lot of interrupted sleep there. Peyton, hard to fall asleep, but once I'm asleep, I'm sleeping heavy. Mila, I have a question. Who do you feel Oh, sorry. I have a question. Who do you feel like will win at majors? In the flag division, Orange, Panthers, or Stars? Mila, I tend to not lean into that type of energy. It's very unpredictable. And I feel that it can go either way. I mean, with sports, it can go either way. With sports, there's so many factors that can change there. I can't necessarily predict who's going to win. I have a feeling. I may have a sensation. I'm leaning more to Panthers, but that can change. When it comes to sports, the desire to win wherever it's strongest, it tends to go to that team. But predicting sports is a really difficult thing to do, and I think pretty much any medium or spiritual person will tell you the same thing. Sandra, and heart racing a couple of nights ago. Had to drink a tea to slow it down. As always, Sandra, if you feel there's anything medical, please see a physician. I feel there's a lot of energy that you're kind of tap into. Sandra, I also have to remind you that it's okay to unplug. So I don't know if you're staying continuously plugged in, and I had to learn this the hard way too. As is always plugged in, always plugged in. I've got to disconnect you sometimes, and I feel like some of that feeling is being constantly charged or plugged in. We do need to disconnect sometimes and just be still or just rest. So whatever's going on in your physical world, just try and slow it down a little bit, even if it's just once a day for a minute. Okay. A lot of the sleep stuff going on here. Wow, look at you guys. Whoops. Here I go again. I don't know why my mouse does that. It's fairly new. All right, here we go. A lot of sleep issues, a lot of sleep issues. You guys can start plugging in some questions. Aaron, I usually sleep like the dead, but had trouble last night. I love that statement. Uh, Sleep like the dead. Too many fun things I'd rather do. Yep. Um, I often will say, Dee Dee, it's funny that you mentioned that because people will say, I don't know how you keep up at the pace that you do, and I always say I'll sleep when I'm dead. I require less sleep than the average person. But that's just me. Sandra, is it possible to be present? Is it possible to be so present? There are no thoughts. Um, I can get there. I can get to a space where there's just no thoughts. It's taken me a long time with a lot of practice to be able to get there. It doesn't happen all the time. I can't always get there. Having thoughts is a normal thing. When I'm meditating, if thoughts come in, I acknowledge them and allow them, and I just literally either put them on a cloud and let them float by. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I hear that. But I work really hard to kind of quiet my mind. Sometimes it'll only be for like a couple seconds where there's no thoughts, and sometimes I can go a couple minutes where there's no thoughts. I just tend to allow it. And I don't tend when we fight something or get into resistance, it gets harder. Right. So that's how my belief anyway is I just simply allow them. Um Melissa Kadash, good day. Please, any message from my dad? Melissa, number one, there is so much pride and so much love, and I feel like that is something that you're fully aware of as well. I feel like this pushing forward with keep moving your feet. Keep moving your feet. Keep growing forward. Keep up the good work is kind of what I'm hearing. I feel like a personal cheerleader is kind of how I feel there. And when you feel like you need to be cheered for, you just simply feel that energy. I feel like I gotta get you to feel more into the energy around you that's coming from dad. I feel like he's like your own personal cheerleader, like loud and proud is just what I see in my spiritual chalkboard over here. Loud and proud is the energy there. Spring, I'm feeling very stagnant at the moment. Enjoy the stagnant. Sometimes we're always, when I say to spirit quite often, I'll say, sorry, I'm going to turn my lighting here. The lighting's really bothering my eyes today. I'll say to spirit, what's next? What are we doing next? And spirit will be like, Just stay still. Just this is the space you need to be in. There's something more to learn in the space that you're in. It may not necessarily feel like you're going somewhere, but you're still learning. We're still processing. There's something delicious here for me to continue. And sometimes just to be still and be stagnant helps us to allow. The allowing piece is huge when it comes to growth. The allowing pace, speed, or what the pace that we allow ourselves to grow in is very important as well. Sometimes we need still water. We just need that calm, that stagnant. There's more to learn here. I like to change a little bit of the vibration with that. I'm standing still while I learn. I'm slowing down so that I can learn. I'm taking tiny steps and perhaps I don't recognize them yet, but I'm still learning. That's how I kind of process it. Because when we kind of lean into nothing's happening. I'm not moving. I'm not growing. We kind of bully ourselves around a little bit with I'm supposed to be doing something, and sometimes we're not. We're just kind of absorbing where we're at, and that's okay too. I think it's really important that we answer that with it's okay. I'm learning. There's still something else here for me. There we go. Cheyenne, I finally finished cleaning up and rearranging a lot of my own house yesterday. So happy. It feels so transformative. It does, doesn't it? When we do a purge or a cleanse or reorganizing, we are essentially moving energy around. And when we move energy around with our intentions, even with just it feels good, it naturally cleanses the space and it kind of gives us that expansive space. Many of us are highly affected by energy of clutter. Some people are not. But when we kind of move things around, it also kind of shifts us into the alignment. Um, I'm not quite sure if it's a workshop or a seminar or if it's a new interest in a book. But I feel like they're showing me that there's almost like a classroom setting. And a classroom setting can simply be, a podcast as well. But have you been feeling or being pulled or looking into something new lately? And if you're not, I just want you to kind of give that some thought of like a new topic and a new thing to learn, a new hobby. They're pushing me into some new stuff there for you. So I'll leave you chew on that for a little bit. Cheyenne, also my boyfriend came home his 3 week stay in Canada. Oh, where was he in Canada? I'm curious to know where he was, Shy. Hope he had a good time here. Um, Shaz, I want to change my uni. Do you see me moving uni this year or staying at the same one? I have also been experiencing a light flickering in my forehead when I close my eyes. What is that? Quite often, and again, if you're concerned with your vision, please see a doctor. When it comes, it's not unusual with spirit to see flickering of lights, or that buzzing in your ear can also be spirit trying to connect there. Shaz, when I tap into that energetically, I feel, first of all, I'm going to deal with the light, then I'll deal with the university. I feel that there is change. There is change coming. I also feel like I've got to lean you into a little bit more of the lighter or the brighter side of things. Have you been kind of leaning in the other way with um heavier thoughts, or looking at specifically things that aren't necessarily going the way you planned? I feel like I've got to lean you the I just got to go a little bit over into to do that balancing of things are going well and some things are not. I feel like spirit's trying to say to you there's light too, and whether that connects to with your thoughts on what's happening around you or thought things that are happening in the physical world, I need to kind of bring that light in as well. I feel like I just got to shine a little bit more brighter light. With the university, I don't know why I feel that there's not a wrong answer here either for you. I feel if you don't go, it's going to go great. If you do shift into a new uni, it's going to be good as well. I feel like it's like there's not a wrong choice there for me, if that makes sense to you. Okay, that's what she said. Any update on timeline for when Charles returns home? You said he'd be home by the time the leaves fall. I'm surprised. That's what she said, that Charles hasn't returned home yet. What shifted there? What shifted with that not returning? I'd be curious to know. Um, I don't feel it far away. So, and I'm not sure where you live. That's what you said either. I can't remember where. I know you've told me before, but I can't remember. Um, I'm surprised, to be honest with you, that Charles is not home yet. And I don't feel it's far off. So, one thing that I would kind of lean into is trusting that process, if that makes sense to you. Can you pick a page from your spirit animal book for me? Says Sony. I can. All right. So what is Sony? I just need you to kind of focus a little bit on what do you need to hear that will help you on your journey? And I've landed on the instruction page. Sorry. Donkey. Volunteer and give your time and physical energy to a service organization that is compatible with your philosophy and beliefs. Listen to and respect your intuition, particularly when it comes to doing something that has potential risks. Take your time and proceed cautiously and slowly, but keep on moving ahead, pausing only to determine the best direction to go toward your destination. The more you express and honor your inner truth, the more recognition and acknowledgement you'll receive. I hope you find that helpful. Um, Dee Dee, I hopped on an app, Insight Timer, and stumbled upon this workshop transformative grief. Mourning makes mystics of all of us. It's wonderful. It made for me at this time. Thanks for sharing that, Dee Dee. There are so many great resources out there that really do help with grief and with spirituality and growth and development. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm always learning and reading and tapping into new things. I always take what resonate and I leave the rest. Very important statement there. Shai, my question is there a message for me in terms of preparation for next week from Spirit? So I'm open. It's going to be that simple. Come open, come in that allowing space, come with an understanding. I will hear and get what I need to, what I'm meant to at this time on my journey. Um, that's what I feel like that you need to do to prepare. Open, allowing, fluid. Whatever I need to hear, I'm okay with hearing that. Right. That's the kind of the space that I got to put you in. That's what she said. Hit the like buttons, guys. Thank you so much, darling. What a beautiful thing to be so supportive. Um, Sorry, I look, my mouse went crazy again. Shalom. I'm mainly overthinking because I feel like I'm not fulfilling my path and staying backward in a child state. But I guess everyone has their own timelines. 100%. Absolutely. The other thing is I just want to touch base on that. I truly feel, and Spirit has shown me this before, many times in my own journey, is we are always on the path. Right? We are always on the path. The path may change. It may be bumpy sometimes. That we may pause. We may look around. We may come to a crossroad. But we're here on our journey, and we're here on our learning. Um, the childlike state is not necessarily a negative thing. Leaning into that childlike energy, a big part of that energy, and a big part of that feeling is you. It's a version of you. It's a vibration of you. It's a delicious energy to look through the world the eyes of a child, or to stay in that. I sit with my inner child all the time. I've talked a lot on this channel about the vibration of play and being able to lean into that. So one thing that I really want to tap into is embracing that part of you. Like really embracing that version of you, really embracing the space that you're at. I do feel you moving forward. And sometimes in our journey, it may be three steps forward and it's not necessarily one step back. It's where the learning is. Oh, I'm back in the learning again. Oh, I'm back learning that again. So when you think about how that feels very differently than, oh, I'm going backwards. I'm just learning this again. Or I'm healing this again. Perhaps there's some more healing that's in that space that you need to tap into and learn and grow from. Okay, where are we going here? Joe Smith, any message from hubby or dad? Joe instantly is before I could even finish reading it, I go like this is and that's together. Is it they're standing here together, they're gonna speak together as more of a one energy. Um What I really feel here is your heart space. They are connecting through that heart space. So I'm curious, Joe, and hopefully I can get to your answer. There's quite a few messages up here. I'm curious if you get a lot of feelings from them, if you're feeling their energy, because they keep bringing me into that delicious space and the heart space that they're communicating in there with so much love and so much support. I also need to just kind of remind you. You probably know this, but they're asking me to remind you anyway, they are okay and doing well. They're also here a lot. So, spirit is always very clear with me is we're not just hanging around up there floating on a cloud. Yes, they're doing their own thing. They're also multidimensional, so they can be in more than one place. They're non-physical, so they can be in more than one place at one time. They are doing very well, and they are around a lot. And I feel like there's a big family, or there's a big circle that they connect to, because I feel them there a lot. And is anybody having joy? Is anybody having back pain? Um, because they're trying to help with the healing of this back pain. I'm really aware of my lower back. So who's struggling with back pain? Because they're also helping with the healing of this back pain. Um, Bodhi, I feel that they're trying to scare me, and I think they know what they're doing. Um, why do they show themselves to me? Okay, so I'm just looking back a little bit here at Bodhi's. Looks like Cheyenne may have answered that. Let me just see. I'm trying to feel around the wants your attention. I'm sure absolutely. So I'm not good in channeling as Lana quite yet. Okay, Cheyenne, you're glorious at channeling. So you're glorious at channeling. So Bodhi, one thing with spirit is their intention is never to scare us. Their intention is never to scare us. When spirit shows themselves, and you can see they're an image, or you can see them, they're trying to really get your attention and your awareness that they're here. So at any point in your thought process, Brody, do you ask yourself, do I even want to see them? If you don't want to see them, that's okay. Ask them not to show themselves. Spirit works relentlessly hard to connect with us. So they probably given you other signs. They probably sent you repeat numbers, or come to you in dreams, or giving you the feeling or those goosebumps. And I also feel that you have been asking or talking to them to connect with you as well. Whether you've been asking for help or guidance or thinking about them. So they work relentlessly hard to show you. The fear part is created here in the physical world. We're taught to be afraid of them. We're taught that is all physical world programming, right? So when you kind of navigate through that, why are you afraid of them? And that's what I need. That's where I would kind of get you to address is, why am I afraid? Am I afraid because I'm programmed, or because spooky movies, the Kamacha, or whatever belief system, that you I gotta hit the skip button here. Sorry guys. Whatever belief system that you may lean into, they're trying to show you a different side. They're trying to show you the love and the support. If you don't want to see them, ask them to step back. And they will. Ask them to step back. If you want to learn and grow from them, or receive messages and guidance from them, and this is how they want to work with you, I would slowly work on the allowing and work on that fear. In the 20 plus years I have been doing this work, I have never, ever, ever had an issue. Ever had an issue. I don't have fear, right? So the fear part is what creates a negative energy as well. So work on that fear. Okay, I hope that helps you there. It's a really good question, and it does come up a lot, Bodhi. So please know that. On the 22nd here, my brother has to prove the false allegations of two accounts. Okay, against his 11-year-old daughter. He's a very good dad. Her mom is psychotic. Will this go our way? I feel easy puff that this is going to, and I had to really lean in there. I feel like this is going to go on a little bit longer. I don't feel it ending on the 22nd. Um, I also feel that truth is going to step forward. I also feel that in the middle ground here, I feel like, do I feel truth around him? Yes, I do. but I feel like truth is going to come, and I think there's more to the truth than even what your brother knows. There's something else going on here. I feel like there's, and of course there's always two sides of every story. I feel there's a third side. I feel like there's something, do I feel something happened with with this 11-year-old? Yes, I do, but it doesn't connect to your brother. So I feel like there's a third piece to this. I feel like there's a third piece. So one thing that I would do, Easy Puff, if I was standing in your physical shoes, is I would really start calling forward and really calling forward truth. And whatever that truth may be, it's going to come with healing for the young person that's involved in all this. I really feel the truth, and I'm really clear in my throat chakra. There is going to be some kind of speaking of the truth. So I feel that, and I get how heavy this is. This is brutally heavy. I totally understand this, the heaviness of it. I mean, I understand the journey that you're going through because I haven't walked it, but the heaviness is very heavy. I feel like I really have to sit in that truth energy, continue to call it forward, continue to pray for it, continue whatever resonates with you, continue, like start writing the word truth, labeling your water bottle on post-it notes, really calling forward the truth. There's a lot of fear that's in the middle here, and it's fear of telling it. Okay. So as I'm talking about that third piece, I can literally feel my throat getting tighter and tighter and tighter. Really sit in truth. Really, really sit in that. Um, and I feel that, and I also feel that there's something in the legal system. There's some kind of aha here. There's something there that's third. And just kind of remember that I said it, Easy Puff. There's something there that's third. It's just I can't move from it. I can't move from that middle piece. I hope that that helps you there, darling. And I will also be sending you some truth energy. Um, okay, Cheyenne, you're answering a few. I appreciate that, Brody. But why me? I'm not a medium. I don't even believe in the afterlife until I saw him. So, Brody, I know I answered your question once, but I'm gonna come back at you in this one. We are all mediums. We are all connected to a divine energy, right? And belief systems are okay. We don't have to believe anything if we don't want to, or if it doesn't resonate with us, right? But spirit is trying to teach you something, and we don't have to be a medium to channel. I take students that are, of all age, of all walks of life, who've never had any experience, who just want to learn. And I feel that they're trying to teach you something. So what is it that they're trying to teach you? What do they want you to know? There is a huge movement, and I'm not sure, Brody, how often you've been on my channel, or if you've watched any of my videos or my lives in the past. But we are coming into, and there's different words. I'm not really fond of some of them, but a lot of people are using awakening. Spirit is coming closer. The veil is getting thinner. Spirit is coming around us to help us, and to help us grow, and to help us shift. And we do have choice and free will. So we can say, yeah, no, thank you. And and when we cross over, when we do get our turn, we're all getting our turn over there. And it wasn't until my experience with death myself, 'cause I've been over there twice. It wasn't with my experience with death myself that I really had that, oh, that understanding, that connection, that growth. I've taken that and shared it with anybody who wants to know, or who like-minded thinking, or whatever that it may be. But Brody, but why you? Because you matter. You're a physical person here. You have a soul, and they're trying to connect with you to help you grow. So the choice and free will is 100% yours now, right? 100% yours, and it's okay, right? I would sit with it for a little bit. Do I want to learn? It doesn't mean you're going to be, you have to be a medium and walk around seeing dead people all over, or seeing spirit guides all the time. But this particular situation is trying to teach you something, trying to help you grow, trying to support you. So if this was someone that's coming to support you, have you been asking for any support? Whether you've asked this way, please send me an angel, or whether you've been just saying, I need help, or I want, you know, there's so many different ways of our intentions for asking as well. Praying, no matter who you pray to, you're connecting and channeling to a higher source, no matter what your belief system. And if you don't have any belief system in an afterlife or in a spirit dimension, but you say, it's such a gong show here. I don't understand. Can somebody help me? You're asking and you're pulling them in. Your loved ones and ancestors and spirit guides over on the other side want to help and want to help you grow. That's why. I hope that helps you, and I'm really grateful that you came to the channel here, and asked these questions. It is a huge support system here for people that have had other experiences that can help you navigate through things. All right. Either way, the shadow person doesn't feel bad at all. If anything, it feels more like family to me. I agree, Cheyenne, 100%, or a relative or loved one in any way. The person seems to know you. It can also be very much spirit guides. I lean into, or an ancestor that you may not have met, right? So I feel the same way as Shy does. I feel very much that this is a loving energy. I feel very much this is a supportive energy or a higher being that's come to help you and come to guide you. Okay? There we go. I hope that helps. Amber, I love you, Lana. I love you too. I love you too. Aw. Um, Thank you. I just wish I didn't see it. I've told him I don't like him, but he continues to show himself. I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm in a nightmare. Okay, Brody. Um, what I want you to do is here's what I want you to try, okay? And I'm usually on lives usually Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. The schedule's going to shift shortly, but so far that's what I'm at. You're welcome to come back and let us know how this worked for you. What I want you to do, Brody, is I just want you for one moment to sit out of the fear. Just sit out of the nightmare. Just sit out. And I just want you to give this the possibility that this is the loving energy that's come to help you just for a moment. Okay. And then I want you to thank them for coming. I want you to say, thank you very much for coming to support me. Thank you very much for coming to help me. Right now, I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. If you are ready, Bodhi, for a different kind of connection, can you show me or leave me different signs? Then ask them to shift. Okay. If you are truly worried about this being dark, if you're worried about that, and it's okay that you are, what I would like you to do is I would like you to smudge yourself and smudge your space. Grab a selenite stick. You can use a candle. I don't have a candle here. You can use any crystal. You can set an intention. I'm just gonna Any energy that doesn't serve my highest good, please leave. That simple. Open a window, open a door. You can even say, get that bleep out of here. Right? But I don't feel this is a negative energy or entity at all. But if you are worried about that, give yourself a smudge with a like a candle or any kind of sage or anything that you want. You can use, you can just get water in a spray bottle and just say everybody out. If that makes you feel better. That makes you feel better, take that road. I'm never ever going to judge you. Nobody here is ever going to judge you for if you don't want the connection. Or you can simply say, "Thank you for coming. I'm not ready. I'd like you to step back." Okay? I'd like you to try that, Brody. I truly do feel though that this is an energy that's trying to help you, but it's okay that you're not ready for that. It truly is. Spirit has never said to me or to a client, "Well, you're a dumbass for not being ready." It's okay. They love us. They will love us and support us through that. All right. I hope that helps you. Um, Cheyenne, you are such a beautiful soul. Thank you for being such a beautiful helper, Cheyenne. I love that so much. I have to watch the time, you guys. It's 9:10. I'm already 4 minutes over what I thought. You guys are you liking the Q&A? Seems like you guys are all liking it. Maybe we should do this more often. Shaz, acknowledgement there. Yes, negative vibes. Yes, oh my God. Okay. That's what you have to work on. Okay. Bodhi, I'm not quite sure when you wrote that next one, Lana. Any messages for me? Any help? If it was other than the what I just talked about with the smudging, you just let me know. I really, really, really. Oh, wow, I got blown a kiss. I love that kisses. Um, I really, 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 really want to talk for a moment. I know I have to go, and I know there's a ton of questions that I haven't yet got to, and I can only get to so many in a short segment like this. But what I really want to talk about for a moment is negativity and fear. So we can create that negative vibration on fear-based thoughts. So fear grows a feeling, right? So fear grows an energy, and an energy can develop into that fear-based momentum. And fear can grow a tooth, not literally, but can grow, ugly hair, become this ugly energy of this fear-based thought or this worry that we have, and it becomes more expansive. And the more that we feed that fear, the bigger that it gets, and it just seeps into everything, every part of us. And that can take, a moment to grow fear. It can take a lifetime of beliefs to grow that fear before it gets so big. And we lean into that. We lean into that fear base, that dark, heavy space, and we create it. That energy does not come from the spirit dimensions. That is something that we create. Okay. I hope that helped you. Amber, what do I need to hear, and who is sending such messages? Um, Amber, I feel very, very strongly of a powerful shift in your spirit council. So our spirit guides do come and go. I feel like there's been a powerful, like, well, they're always powerful. I feel like there's been a big shift that's bringing you a different energy, a different power, a stronger sense, a step into that higher version of yourself is kind of where they're pushing me. They're just pushing me to push you, stepping into that new space, that more clear space, that more knowing space, that spiritual space, that intuitive space. You are extremely connected, and I feel like you've got this new group of guides that is saying, Amber, take our hand and walk with us into a higher perspective, a higher space to work in, a higher version of you. I feel like that is what you really need to hear today. Okay. Ayla, I'm so grateful that you have shared your death experience with us. Finding your channel has truly changed my life. Creating this channel has truly changed my life. Honest to God, meeting you guys and helping you guys, and you guys helping me, um, has just been incredible. Has just been incredible. Thank you so much. Is this lady in her 50s? Any chance? I'm not. That's for Cheyenne. Okay. Um, I'm just looking for a little bit of validation because I do have to go, you guys. I'm just seeing if anybody has answered anything. All right. I really love the Q&A. I will try and do them a little more often. I love the Q&A too. I just wish that I had more time to hang out here and do a bit more. And one thing on that, I'm going to lean into my own statement there. Um, Showing up and doing, whether it be 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 38 minutes, is my best, and it's what I can give back to all of you, and to gather here as a community. And I'm going to let that be enough. I'm going to let that be enough today. I'm going to be really happy that for 39 minutes we got some questions out there, and some questions asked, and the support went to exactly where it needed to go. Okay. I love it so much hanging out with you guys. I will do another Q&A soon. Maybe I'll do them every Friday morning. I'll see what the schedule allows. What do we need to hear? Thumbs up, you guys. You had a good time. What do we need to hear today? Collectively, the grouse. Close the curtains, turn on some music, lose your inhibitions, and allow your body to do free form, spontaneous movement to the rhythm of the music. Study the sacred spiral, its relationship to higher states and consciousness, and see what meaning it has in your present life. You're increasingly coming into your personal power. I love that. Which draws from source and expresses through you and as you. Create a sacred ceremony, one with lots of drumming and dancing as a way of honoring spirit. Working with the rhythm and movement will open a new flow of energy into your life. While dancing and or drumming, focus on something you want to change or manifest. Be clear on your intention to do so, then watch for the results the next few days. Find a place in your home that you can designate as sacred space, construct an altar or and use this area for meditation, ceremony, dancing and drumming. For a few minutes, do a circle dance, one in which you dance around in a circle, or spiral dance where you can rotate clockwise and counterclockwise, like whirling dervish. Sacred space. It can be a chair in a corner of a room. Does not have necessarily have to be an altar. I have sacred space both in my home. It's just for me. There's a space that I can go to. I have sacred space in my office that that I honor and whatever resonates with you. You don't have to drum. You don't have to dance. You can light a candle. You can sing. You can play music. Do whatever resonates with you. But I'll tell you, having a space that you can just go for yourself to connect, it feels really good. It really, and it also, for me anyway, it helps me, honor who I am. It helps me, come to a space that's for me and my spirit guides. And it also kind of, in one way, keeps me accountable. I need to go sit in my space. Whether I need to sit and like vent or release or whatever it is that I want to do. You don't necessarily have to alter it up if that doesn't resonate with you. I don't necessarily have an altar. I have things around my space, whether, things that resonate with me. Usually a lot of journals are in my sacred spaces. I love to just go and sit and write. Enjoy the weekend. Here in Kitchener, Ontario, and much of Southern Ontario, we are expecting some snow. I'm very excited because the magic in the forest, nature is an amazing artist. And I'm really hoping, I know some people are probably going to finger wag at me. I'm really hoping that we do get a nice fluffy dump of the white stuff. I will go and roll in it. It's glorious. I love the seasons. Thanks for hanging out with me. As always, I'm wishing you love, light, blessings, and have a spirit guided weekend. Take care, you guys. Oh, I forgot to hit end. Bye, you guys.